Welcome to our Friday edition of GMNC. I'm Ange Phoenix, and thank you for joining us this morning live from our Ballito studio. Coming up on this morning's show, Tony Subramony joins me to share his daily dose of inspiration, followed by the weather and surf report with Heili Ace and Deon Bosman from Victory Surf. GMNC sport anchor Matt Williams is in for the sport update brought to you by Hunt Properties. And then we head over to chat to Sidney Boulanger from Ballito Surf Co. about his first birthday bash held recently. On the entertainment slot today, Zoe Sturgeon interviews the incredibly talented Jack Stone, followed by her Weekend Vibes segment, and then Jody Thaver joins me to chat about his businesses, Powercorp Group and Imoon SA, before we treat it to a live performance by Jack Stone to end off the show. As always, thank you to Performance Coffee, authorized dealer of Euro coffee machines, and Salt Rock Coffee as our morning show coffee sponsors. So sit back, get comfy, and enjoy the show with us. It's over to you, Tony. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
What do you have on your heart for us this morning?
Yeah, you know, very often, Ange, when we get into buying a new car or getting into buying property, we're so particular about reading the fine print on all of these legal documents. And we're never satisfied, so we'll get an attorney to have a look at it, and then you'll get an uncle from Kwambanami to have a look at it. And, you know, you make sure that everything is in order. And with all due respect, that is necessary. But how often do we actually put in boundaries when we are in a relationship?
Correct.
You know, we get into a relationship either with the partner or with the company that you're working for, and we just take it as granted that we're going to be working there, and we don't even set these boundaries. And it becomes ugly, and it becomes, excuse me, very uncomfortable eventually, even in your personal relationships as well. So this morning I want to talk about setting healthy relationships. And the emphasis is also on the word healthy.
Correct.
Because we need to look at what are the benefits that come out of setting these boundaries in life as well too. When we set boundaries, Ange, it's not about being selfish.
Yes.
Right? It's about making sure that our space is protected and our rights and our, you know, the whole thing about setting boundaries is to ensure that people know how far they could go with whatever they. Boundaries could be around finances, it could be around your sexuality, it could be around your relationship with your partner, back at work in terms of the work environment. And that's so important to set that in time. Boundaries are kind of fixed structures, you know, you don't kind of chop and change all the time. And the important thing about setting boundaries is that whoever is involved in that process has to respect those boundaries.
Correct.
It's very, very important. Now, I work a lot in recovery and working with addicts and alcoholics, and very, very important to set boundaries as well so that we don't become wishy-washy as life goes on. And that's the same with our marriage. It's the same with our partnership with our children, and same with our family members. We've got to set boundaries. What happens when we don't set boundaries? That eventually gets to a place where we're always moaning and complaining, not to the person that is supposed to be directed to, but we come back and bring it to family.
Yes.
You know, oh, so-and-so, it's such a pain to work with so-and-so. I cannot tolerate working there. She just pushes me all over the place. We're so quick to complain, but we never take the effort and make the effort to actually set boundaries.
I think we're very sensitive because we're scared we're going to offend people a lot of the time. But at the end of the day, you need to look after yourself first. I mean, nobody's going to protect you. You need to protect yourself.
Absolutely. We may be scared, and it's not easy to set boundaries, but it's crucial. And it's so important because once we have that in place, it's such an amazing relationship that you enjoy thereafter. Because people don't push you around. You enjoy assertiveness, which is so important in any relationship, even in a marriage. And it's so important to have that compassion and an understanding. It provides the security that one needs in the relationship. It provides the understanding as to what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. So it really is setting up the ground rules so importantly that we can really, really blossom out of that kind of an effort as well too. So I want to encourage the viewers this morning to take the weekend, enjoy the weather that we enjoy, but also take time off to look at where do we want to put in boundaries, where do we want to set boundaries. And remember that the boundaries come with consequences.
Correct.
Very, very important that the consequences must be adhered to, the consequences must be real, and they must be there. People must respect the consequences. You know, you infringe this boundary, you kind of cross it, there's a consequence for that. You know, I was working with a young lady that was a mother of 3 children, and she was a full-blown addict. And one of the clauses we put into a document where we put our boundaries was the fact that her children will be removed if she goes back and takes a drug. Now that's a hectic, it's absolutely hectic, the consequence, but it works.
Exactly.
Right? She's not, just a little bit, she's not into recovery for the children's sake, but the more often she embraces recovery, her children benefit, and she's the mother of these children right up to now. She's about 4 years clean.
Yes.
Now that's the amazing thing, that we have to respect the people that are involved in the process, and respect the boundaries that are set, and respect the consequences that are attached to that as well.
Absolutely.
So that's my message for this morning, is to set the boundaries, adhere to it, and enjoy what comes after that as well.
I agree with you 100%, and I think a lot of times we get confused because we respond or we feel a certain way when somebody is encroaching on those boundaries. So it's up to us, like you say, to discover those boundaries,
Yes.
sit and think about it, and figure out who you are, what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Yeah, and you're so right, Ange. The last thing is that boundaries are not about, it's not about an emotional thing.
Yes.
It's not about, oh, I feel so sorry, I don't want to put this in place. But we don't feel sorry for the family that we go back to and complain day in and day out. So let's be respectful to those people as well too.
Perfect.
Set the boundaries, enjoy your life. And bliss.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Tony. Great to have you with us again this morning. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you next week.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Ange.
Hundreds. We're going into a quick ad break, and then we have the weather and surf report with Heili and Deon, followed by Matt Williams with the sports segment for today. Stay tuned.
Freshly ground, not capsuled. Coffee pleasure from Euro.
Good morning everyone, and welcome to your weather for today, brought to you by Ballito Gas and Bright. Will be partly sunny today with a passing shower in the afternoon with a high of 27 degrees and a low of 18 degrees. The real feel will be 31 degrees and the real feel shade 25 degrees. We have a southeasterly wind at 17 kilometers per hour and wind gusts at 32 kilometers per hour. Also just 55% chance of showers today. The sunrise will be at 4:54 a.m. and the sunset at 6:26 p.m. Saturday we can expect increasing clouds with a high of 26 degrees and a low of 19 degrees. And then Sunday, cloudy and cooler, little rain in the morning, followed by a couple of showers in the afternoon with a high of 21 degrees and a low of 17 degrees. En then Pretoria vandag gedeeltelik bewolk met sonskyn hier en daar with a high of 30 degrees and a low of 17 degrees. And then Joburg also sunny to partly cloudy but nice weather there today with a high of 27 degrees and a low of 15 degrees. And then Cape Town increasing cloudiness as well with a high of 22 degrees and a low of 16 degrees. Next up will be your surf report brought to you by Tino Ten Skryfbehoeftes and Deon Bosman from Victory Surf. Enjoy your weekend and we'll see you again on Monday.
Morning, Ballito, and welcome to Friday morning's Beach Report and an overview for the weekend. We've got a light breeze this morning, which is going to turn into quite a strong southwesterly by about 10 o'clock, and that'll blow the surf out completely. Fortunately for Saturday, that wind drops off quite a bit, and we've got some reasonable southwesterly breezes, which will get up to about 12 to 15 knots. Still putting a bit of a bump on the ocean, but definitely some surf on Saturday. And the prime day is obviously Sunday, as the southwesterly drops off and we get a light westerly and turning into an easterly in the afternoon. So definitely some good surf on Sunday. A little bit rainy on Sunday. Saturday a little bit bumpy, but definitely some good waves as the wind changes tomorrow morning. And then the kiteboarders will go dilly again on Friday afternoon. Enjoy your weekend. We'll chat again on Monday.
This sports segment is proudly brought to you by Hunt Properties. Morning, sports fans. Let's kick it off with some football news. In the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, South Africa puts themselves in a strong position to advance from Group G of the 2022 World Cup qualifiers after they defeated Zimbabwe 1-0 at the FNB Stadium on Thursday evening. The result, secured by a first-half goal by Tebogo Mokoena, means Bafana have a 3-point lead over the nearest chasers and final opponents, Ghana, heading into their last match away on Sunday evening. Only a defeat at the hands of the Black Stars will prevent South Africa from becoming one of 10 teams in the playoff round next year, though no game against Ghana should be taken for granted. Moving to some Premier League news now, and Steven Gerrard withstood a period of intense pressure to turn fallen giants Rangers into Scottish champions again, and now Aston Villa provides one of the Premier League all-time great players the platform to truly prove himself as a manager. Gerrard, who spent 17 years patrolling Liverpool's midfield and scored 120 Premier League goals in 504 appearances, has been named the Villa boss after the Birmingham club sacked Dean Smith on Sunday. The former England midfielder had only one season's coaching experience with Liverpool's youth team when he was appointed by Rangers way back in June 2018, after the club had sacked 4 managers in 4 years. Moving to some rugby news now, big matches to look forward to. Probably the biggest one, of course, the Springboks tackle Scotland this weekend at 3 p.m. Another game also getting underway at 3 p.m. It's Italy against Argentina. At 5:15, it's Ireland against the All Blacks. And the late game at 7:30, it's England against the Wallabies. A match to look forward to on Sunday in terms of international fixtures. At 3 p.m, it's France against Georgia. And then at 5:15, it's Wales against Fiji. Moving to some cricket news now, and Matthew Wade struck the final 3 balls of the 19th over for 6 to give Australia a dramatic 5-wicket victory over Pakistan in their T20 World Cup semi-final at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium on Thursday. Chasing 177 for victory, Australia slumped to 96 for 5 in the 13th over and still needed an unlikely 62 from the final 5 overs, but Marcus Stoinis with 40 not out and Matthew Wade with 41 not out held their nerve even with 37 runs required in the final 3 overs. We can look forward to this final now on Sunday at 4 p.m. It's Australia against New Zealand rather. Moving to some golf news now, and in full focus this weekend on the US PGA Tour. Look out for the second round of the Houston Open, and across the pond in the European Tour, it's the Dubai Championship, also second round getting underway a little bit later today. And finally, in some MotoGP news, a 7-time MotoGP World Champion Valentino Rossi said he was pleased with his achievement in a glittering 25-year career of popularizing the sport as he prepared for his final race at the Valencia Grand Prix. The 41-year-old Italian will make his 432nd Grand Prix start this weekend, having amassed a record 89 wins and 199 podiums in MotoGP. I'm Matt Williams for Good Morning North Coast Sport. You have yourself an awesome sporting weekend, and we'll catch you back here on Monday.
Dear Mom, you're my best friend, okay? You're the funniest person I've met in the whole world. I love it when we play together, and my favorite is when we play makeup. You sometimes make me angry though, but that's okay. Nobody's perfect. When I'm older, I want to be pretty like you. Happy birthday, Mom.
Welcome back to GMNC. With me right now, I have Sidney from Ballito Surf Co. Great to have you with us this morning.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Good. So it's so great to meet you. And obviously, let's start at the beginning. Tell us a little bit more about who you are and how you ended up, starting your business, Ballito Surf Company.
So we basically, I had 12 of my own boards, and I thought I have too many, so I started selling them.
Every surface
and then I thought, well, this is actually a little business because we all hoard boards. We always want another one, kind of like, I think, women with handbags and shoes and things.
100%.
So, so that's how we started. Also, like, I've been surfing for 35 years, so I understand boards, and that's always been my thing. So I used to see a lot of guys on the wrong surfboards that was actually hindering their surfing. So I thought I could help a lot of guys by getting on the right equipment, and then they could, in the end of the day, they could have more fun.
Of course, yeah.
So that's how it started.
And Ballito's probably the best place to be here.
Yeah, it's getting busy now. Obviously, everyone's moving in town, so it's not as quiet as it was years ago. But yeah, it's still a beautiful place. And
fantastic.
If you'd want to live anywhere else, I don't know.
And tell me a little, what services and products do you guys, specialize in your shop?
So yeah, we're basically a surfboard-orientated shop. So obviously at Ballito Surf Co, it's a combination of Ballito Surf School and the surfboard agent. Ballito Surf School is Janik, so he does the lessons, and I handle the surfboards, which is a surfboard agent. We came together to form Ballito Surf Co.
Oh, that's cool.
So we do anything surfboard related, from fins, grips, leashes, new boards, second-hand boards. We do custom orders, our design boards to suit the guy's style and their ability and their age, what waves they surf. So yeah, and I work closely with the shapers to make sure that the guys get the right boards.
Okay,
so yeah, we represent quite a couple of brands, all the top brands in the country. So the guys get quality surfboards and quality materials. So at the end of the day, when they walk out the shop, they got something better than they were on previously.
Of course. So I know nothing about surfing. I've never been on a surfboard. I walk into your shop, but I want to get into the game. What's the best advice you could give me?
Go for a lesson with Ballito Surf School first.
Or drown.
Yeah, so it's all about your weight and the liters of foam in a board. So we'll match your weight to a beginner board, and basically from a beginner to a pro, the pro rides half the surfboard that a beginner would ride.
Oh,
so
okay, is that all right?
it's like there's a calculation that we use. So yeah, ideally go for a lesson, find out if it's for you, and then we check your ability in the lesson, and we'll match a board to your style and how you want to surf. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then I believe you celebrated your first birthday the other day. Congratulations.
Yeah, so it was already been a year.
And
Came
how's
so
that
quick.
been?
Yeah, so yeah, it was amazing. She's had such a good turnout. I'm stoked for the support from everyone in the community. Yeah, we gave away a free custom surfboard from Smith and ride accessories. Okay. So we just wanted to give back a little bit to everyone in the community. But basically, it was a practice run, I'd say, for the Ballito Pro, because going forward, from Ballito Backpackers, Mozambique, ourselves, and Concha, we're arranging the Ballito Pro, the evening program. So we've basically got a 10-day program we're working on at the moment. Okay. Yeah, we're still wrapping it up, so I can't talk too much about it. But it'll definitely be on, and we're trying to have events. We've got live music, bands. There'll be a big screen up there, so we can live stream the surfing. There'll be bars set up, food stalls, clothing. Yeah, so we're trying to make a nice black festival, basically, in the bottom of Ballito Village.
And Ballito TV will be there as well, I believe.
Yeah, Ballito TV will be there, videoing and streaming and making sure everyone can see it around the world. Yeah, end of the day, we just want to create a little vibe down here in Ballito. So, you know, we got to go ahead from the municipality and all the legalities and that to put on an event for the 10 days. And then after that, we're going to have the Christmas fair, which will be the 22nd, 23rd, 24th of December as well. So, yeah, we just want to get this bottom of Ballito thriving, and then all the business down here can go, you know, and whatever money we make out here, we want to put back into the area for security cameras, that sort of thing. So that little grass patch is just, it's not a money-making thing for us. I mean, I sell surfboards and everyone else does food and accommodation, so that's where we make our money. Let's get this bottom of the Ballito going and create a nice vibe down here.
And it's awesome because it's really part of our culture. That's what Ballito is all about. It's about the community. It's about getting together, forming the unity, and just, you know, supporting each other. And I absolutely love that. And you're in a perfect spot, especially down here, you know, right at the beach. It's a beautiful venue. And tell us, where can our viewers find you? What is your social media handles? Where's your shop?
Yeah, so we between Mozambique and Concha in Belvista Centre, just around the corner from you guys.
Okay.
We open 9 to 3 every day, and then we're at Ballito Surf Co on Instagram, and under Sidney Boulanger on Facebook.
Perfect.
And otherwise just Google us and we will pop up there under Ballito Surf Co.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sidney. We're looking forward to hear the little under wraps.
No,
What's
we'll keep you
happening? We
updated,
look forward to seeing what's happening. But good luck. It was great to meet you this morning, and we'll catch up soon.
No, thanks so much for having me.
Perfect. We're going into a quick ad break, and then Zoe is on the couch for her entertainment segment. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Ballito Clean Sweep. We provide a compliant holiday and residential cleaning for a wide variety of clients, which includes permanent residency in Ballito, as well as owners of holiday homes, Airbnbs and guest houses. We also offer once-off cleans, the one, for instance, just before your mother-in-law comes to visit, and then we also builders cleans and moving out or moving in cleans. Our staff are fully trained, and we provide the chemicals and the cleaning materials. You can find us on our website at ballitocleansweep.co.za or contact me on 079 6970 280 for a WhatsApp message or a quick call. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and my music lovers. We have Jack Stone on the couch with us today for our entertainment segment. Welcome.
Good morning, good morning.
Awesome. And you only just pretty much flew into the area a few days ago, is that right?
Yeah, we came to have a bit of a chill session and a say hello vibes.
Hi. Well, we're glad you're here to share it with us. Now, for those that don't know you, would like to get to know you, let's go back in time a little bit before we get into the nitty-gritty. For you, where did music start?
Well, it's been a lifelong journey, actually. I think I started when I was I got my first guitar when I was 11. So started there, long story short, just after school studied sound engineering, went into music and get the creative juices flowing, and yeah, never looked back since. So.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. And am I right saying that you're from Gauteng?
I'm a Cape Town boykie.
Oh, is it?
But I am in between and in and out everywhere, so yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
You get to jet set a little bit there, huh?
They call me the jet setter these days, all my buddies, but it's like You gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Living the life, absolutely love. I'll live vicariously through you because I've got 2 small kids, so I'm not going anywhere.
But that's beautiful in its own.
It is beautiful in its own right, yes. So that's awesome. Okay, fantastic. Now, your career, obviously quite a long spanning career over the years. How has the progression been? I mean, obviously COVID hit, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, which made life quite difficult, I think.
It feels like a lot longer, but yeah, no, COVID was quite difficult, you know, not performing when it's pretty much what you breathe daily. So it was quite a tough thing, but it's picking up, you know, so we're just looking onward and forward and hoping for the best.
Of course. And what has been happening with your music? Anything new that we can keep our eye out? Any albums past?
Yeah,
happening, future?
So I'm doing my first album in a long time next year, which is very exciting. And we're doing a couple of very cool shows, Springsteen shows.
I saw that online. Yes.
Yeah, so I went back to where it all started for me in my solo career and the inspiration and just getting back to where it all started, you know, putting myself in a state in the state that it was to get back to the roots. Yes. So we're doing an awesome Springsteen show. We're running with that until the album launches next year. So it's very, very exciting. It's my first album in 10 years.
Wow, that's so exciting. And for people who don't know, if you were describing your music, you know, whether it's cover, original music that you write, how would you describe your music or the genre to people that are asking?
Yeah, I think it's ever growing. So, you know, all the influences over the years, you know, you go through different phases as in life, you know. At the moment, it's very much an indie rock type thing, and it's based in the Africa. It's my first Afrikaans full-length album, so it's quite exciting.
Awesome. Now, I believe we're bending the rules with you slightly this morning. You're going to be performing 2 live songs for us this morning.
For sure.
What are you going to be doing for us?
Well, I'll be giving the viewers a little taste of the Springsteen tribute that we're doing.
Yes.
And then I'll be doing one of the songs from the upcoming album that we've just literally hot off the press launched. Yeah.
Awesome. This hot off the press song, tell me more about it.
So On Vark is a song that fits into a whole storyline through the album. So the whole album tells a story in each song it goes through, as well as the songs are individually, they can stand on their own, but the whole storyline is about love. And the reality check between worldly love and sort of like a godly, spiritually next level love, you know, and the challenges that you face and the challenges that come that happens in between all of it. So it's pretty much a love song. It's part of a love journey. So
yes,
yeah,
absolutely love it. Now, before we wrap up this interview, for people that want to see your stuff online, to get in contact, what are your handles online?
So I decided to make it difficult for everyone. So it's Jack_Stone_world.
Okay.
On Facebook and Instagram.
Jack Stone World with a few extra underscores, yes. Got it.
For sure.
Awesome, but I'm sure people Googled you, they could still find you.
Definitely.
Okay, awesome. So it's not too difficult. That is epic. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I'm so privileged that you came all this way to chat to us. And guys, you can stick around till the end of the show. Jack's going to be doing a couple of live performances. Now, before you go anywhere, let's talk about what is happening this weekend. We have our weekend vibes, as I do every single Friday. Let's see what's happening. All right, so we're going to be starting today, which is Friday. If you're in the Hops area, Johnny will be there from 3 p.m. If you're in Yami Ribbon Burger, Ashley J, who I interviewed only a few weeks ago, will be there from 6:30. If you're heading out to Bootleggers, Josh will be there at 7 p.m. Locally at the Simbiti Country Club, Sunday Fun Display will be there from 5:30. Oh, and at the Thirsty Whale, we have my good friend Don Seagreen at 4 p.m. Moving on to Saturday, at Hops, we have Eleanor from 6 p.m. At the Ono Cafe, Don Seagreen from 1 p.m. And at the Sapphire Cove, we have the talented Carmen Rodriguez from 5 p.m. Then for a fun day Sunday over at Hops, James, the very talented as usual, will be there from 3 p.m. One of my most favorite venues in the entire universe, Soul Sunday Sessions at Crusaders. My good friend Pedro Carlo has a fantastic lineup. It is free entrance. Get yourselves there. Doors open at 1, entertainment starts at 1:30. We have Deon, Sean Miller, and The Situation. It's going to be epic. Then back at the Bootleggers, we have Dandre Fun Display at 1 p.m. And then Amy White will be entertaining us at the Butlers at around lunchtime. And at the Oven and Barrel, Jason Andrew will be there from 1 p.m. And that is your lineup. There is, of course, so much happening to get yourselves out there in your area to support your local artists. Now, I do believe we're going to an ad break. Then we're going to be speaking to Jody. And then after that, you guys can enjoy the live performance. Compliments of Jack here. So stick around.
Welcome back to GMNC. With me right now, I have Jody Thaver from Powercorp Group and Imoon SA. Welcome, Jody.
Oh, good morning.
Great to have you with us.
Awesome to be here.
Jody, I had a lovely chat with you behind the scenes, and I'm so excited to have you share your story with us and your businesses. You're clearly a man who loves business and very successful in that as well. Let's start at the beginning. Tell us a bit more about yourself and how you ended up in this industry and with Powercorp.
Well, I think maybe from an alpha point of view, business was kind of a calling. I started my first business at 10 years old.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's very fortunate. I worked very, very hard at it, and I made my first million in my early 20s.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so it was great. I loved the, I enjoyed the adventure of the chase and the kill. And I guess it became addictive.
Yes.
I always say that business is my religion. It's the only true religion. And the end zone is profit.
Yes.
So I think the other interesting thing about business is that it gives you the ability to be able to create meaningful answers to problems, and empowers you to be able to address certain issues in life. Yeah. So I think it's been a great journey so far. And for me, the evolution of the business, I started Powercorp in 1998 with an idea. I started with 26 Rand 15 in Absa bank account.
And you remember that.
Yeah, it's true. And that's why I'm of the opinion that one does not necessarily need to have money to start a business. What you need to have, I believe, is a great idea.
Yes.
you need to believe in yourself. You need to have a dream. And that's exactly what I did. I had a dream and I had a vision for what I wanted the business to be. And I built it in that stead. So essentially, we started off as an electrical company many years ago, trading actually in electrical components and parts to the FMCG market. And then we evolved. We had great opportunities with regard to specializing in the retail sector, larger supermarket groups. And then I think being positioned is very important in business, being at the right place at the right time. And I think we've been very fortunate in the sense that we've been at the, over a period of time being positioned at the right place at the right time, and we took advantage of the opportunities. Yeah, so the business has evolved.
Yes.
And here we are.
Perfect. And I know you obviously, I just quiz on your website and your Facebook pages, etc. And it's very exciting. I know you specifically more cater towards the retail market, food and fashion, which is very interesting because, I mean, lighting and all those, the effect that you creates the ambiance.
100%.
And it affects the moods. When people walk into a retail store, what you feel will stimulate you and drive you to buy something or not to buy something. So it's really, really important. The lighting and everything you guys do plays such an important role. Why did you choose that specific industry? What about that industry drew you?
Well, for me, eye appeal is buy appeal. And one of the 5 components of marketing, and I'll focus on presentation. Presentation is, I believe, is everything.
Correct.
You can have the greatest product, but if it's not packaged properly, it's not presented properly.
Absolutely.
And, it's not going to be as successful, it's not going to be well received, because people are moved by what they see. And we can shy away from that, but it's actually the truth of the matter. We are moved by what we see. From a lighting perspective, it's always been a keen interest of mine that spawned out of my childhood. I just loved the whole idea of how light was actually invented. Light is actually 95% heat, 5% is actually visible spectrum. Most people are not aware of that.
That is incredible.
And as we know, there's 10,000 ways on how not to make a light bulb.
Exactly. Yes.
So I had a light bulb moment, no pun intended. I realized that, the earth is in darkness for 50% of the day.
Yes.
And I said, well, this is a good, viable area to get involved with. And I spent many years studying the industry, and I've spent a lot of time and energy and resources traveling. I've been to all of the major lighting shows in the world. We exhibit now. I'm now involved with Imoon. Imoon is considered the #1 LED lighting company in the world. We're based in Milano. We are represented in 80 different countries globally. I run South Africa, and I consult to other parts of the world. So it's been quite interesting. We just cracked a deal in Switzerland. So
I saw the little showroom in Prague. That's absolutely beautiful.
Correct. Yeah, we just did Porsche Oslo as well in Norway, which is great. We got an awesome team. We got an awesome team, global team, and I think that's really what has made Imoon as successful. We're extremely passionate about what we do. We're extremely knowledgeable. We spend a lot of money and time on R&D. Bringing it back home, we've been very fortunate in South Africa to serve some of the larger retail chains. And what was interesting, and you mentioned it before, is that well-lit place are well-hit place in terms of sales.
Absolutely.
So we found that stores that we've added value in and added design in actually experienced growth as a direct result of being properly lit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then lastly, where can our viewers get hold of you? How can they follow you? What are your social media handles?
Well, yeah, I've just upgraded. I think it's been one of the areas we lagged behind, but we now have a head of marketing media that's actually put us on a slightly different platform. So we can be reached on most platforms, Facebook, Instagram. Our website doesn't really say too much about us. I think for us, it's in our deliverables.
Okay.
But from a social media perspective, yeah, I think we're moving on streaks, making shorter movies and putting it out there, and it's been great. I've been speaking on various platforms, and we're very fortunate in a sense to get the opportunity to do that. And yeah, I think we're out there. Very
Fantastic.
exciting. Yeah.
Well, Ballito is very lucky to have you, and I think your involvement in the community as well. You know, it's really, really exciting to see what you guys are getting up to. So we'll definitely keep an eye.
Wonderful.
And we hope to have you with us again soon.
And thank you for
so
having
much.
us. Thank you so much.
We're going into a quick ad break, and then we have our live performance with Jack Stone. Stay tuned.
Gesangsraum is ontwaak. In het gekom en gaan, ek bely. Stemme preek en lemme stier. En jy sê, handgebaar is 'n guns gevra in 'n hart waar niks verniet is. Almal kan beloftes maak, wie gee dit met liefde? Almal kan vir jou laat, wie bedoel het? Wêreld is leeg en deur mekaar miskien, vanat jy weg is. Maar oor en oor en oor en oor en oor en oor voel ek jou. Soeking na wees waar ek word, sien ek jou. En elke keer net voor als verdwijn, stuur jy 'n sein. Stuur jy 'n sein. Stuur jy 'n sein. Ontwaak. Meer as in het gekom en gaan, ek moet bely. Stemme preek en lemme steek. En jy sê, wêreld is leeg en deur mekaar miskien, vanat jy weg is. Maar oor en oor en oor en oor en oor en oor voel ek jou. Soeking na wees vir my siel, sien ek jou. En elke keer as ek dink jy verdwyn, stuur jy 'n sein. Elke keer as ek dink jy verdwyn, stuur jy 'n sein. Jy 'n sein. Elke keer as ek dink jy verdwyn, jy 'n sein. Thank you, Ballito. We'll see you guys soon.